is parallel and perpendicular lines. Do all of you know that that symbol is parallel? And Tony, you gotta make sure your eyes are up here if you're gonna sit back there. And this is perpendicular. All right, so if you don't want to write out the word parallel, you can draw the two lines. Perpendicular, you have a up and down, like a T upside down. To be parallel, you would have the same slope. To be perpendicular, the slopes multiplied together equal -1. For instance, if I had the slope is 2 and the other slope is -1/2, what does that equal? -1. So, if you have a slope, to find its perpendicular, you take the reciprocal and the opposite sign. So you take that reciprocal, and if it's positive, it becomes negative. But one has to be positive and one has to be negative to be perpendicular. All right. Example 1. Determine whether the graphs of these two lines are parallel. So the first thing we have to do is to set it equal, or get it to the y equals mx plus b. So we have y minus 5 is equal to 4x. Dylan, what's my first step to set y equals? So what do I have to do here to get it to be y by itself? Add 5 to both sides. So if I add 5 to both sides, I get y is equal to 4x plus 5. So, Tony, what is my slope? Is 4. Very good. Alright, on this side, I have 2y is equal to 8x plus 10. Josh, what do I have to do to solve for y? Divide by 2. So I have y is equal to 4x plus 5. Austin, what's my slope? Slope is in front of your x. So 4, yep. So my slope is 4. So are these two lines parallel? Yes. If your slopes are the same, they are parallel. If your slopes are different, they are not parallel. Questions? All right. Oh.
You can go up.
Okay. So, write an equation of the line containing the point -2, 4, and it's parallel to the line 2y plus, and this should be 2x, ladies and gentlemen. You need to, I had not a typo, but a righto. So you have 2x plus 8y equals 6. So, I need y by itself. So what do I have to do? Subtract 2x. So I have 8y is equal to a -2x plus 6. And then divide by 8 is right. So I have y is equal to -2 over 8 reduces to 1/4, -1/4 x plus, now on this you can either leave it your reducing this, so that would be your 3/4, or you could put your 0.7, but you want to always keep your fraction as your slope. Anybody can tell me why you need a fraction in your slope? Because of rise over run. So you'll never put this into decimal. All right, so what is my slope of this line? -1/4. Now it says write an equation that contains this line that's parallel to it. So what's my slope of the parallel line? negative 1/4. Now, I have my slope and I have my point. What equation do I have to use? You could and put it in twice. What's the other formula that we've been using? Do you remember what it's called? Point slope formula. So if you have a point and you have your slope, use the point slope. Remember that is y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Alright, so we have here, the first thing we want to do is we want to plug in our point. So I have y minus, what's my y1? 4 is equal to m, what's m? Negative 1/4 times x minus a negative 2. Which changes this into a positive because we have a negative and a negative. Makes it positive. So then I want to distribute. So I have y minus 4 is equal to a negative 1/4 x. And then we have negative 1/4 times 2 gives me negative half. Positive half. No, negative half, yep. Negative half, because I'm timesing. And then just have to do the last step of, what do we got to do next? Add 4. So y is equal to a negative 1/4 x plus 4 minus a half gives you 3.5. So that is our equation. Anybody not have it? All right. Example 3, it says determine whether the graphs are perpendicular. So we have to still put it in the y equals mx plus b. That's the first step. So Megan, what's my first step to put it into the y equals mx plus b? On this. So I want to, what is this doing to that? So you would, yep. So we're going to add x to both sides. So we have 2y is equal to x plus 2. And Riley, what are we going to do? Divide by 2. So I have y is equal to 1/2 x plus 1. Alright. Here we have y plus 2x is equal to 4. Hannah, what are we going to do to get y by itself? Minus 2x. So I have y is equal to a negative 2x plus 4. So what is the slope of my first one? 1/2. Just 1/2. You just do the number in front of the x. So 1/2. And what is the slope? Is negative 2. So it says if they are perpendicular, what does it say to do? Opposite and the yeah. So and also you can always multiply them together. When you multiply the two, what should we get if it's going to be perpendicular? Negative 1. So you take 1/2, if you don't see it yet, times my negative 2. You have 1/2 times negative 2. That you have is negative 1. So since it equals negative 1, it is perpendicular. Remember, to be perpendicular, you take the reciprocal. So what's the reciprocal of 1/2? 2. Then the opposite sign, so -2. Since this is the reciprocal and the opposite sign, they are perpendicular.
So this is yes right now.
Yeah, that's why I went through it, so that you could see why it's yes. Do you see why it's yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. All right. I want you guys to try number or letter B on example 3 to see if it's perpendicular or not. And if you need to, you can glance up here. I will work it through, but I'm not going to talk it. I want you to try to get it y equals first. Yes. So, is it what? All right, so first of all, the two slopes have to be, first of all, reciprocals and opposite signs, right? So, this is positive and this is positive. So, just by looking at that, you know that it's going to be no. But to take it one step further, remember that when you multiply these two together, they have to equal -1. So that shows that they would be the reciprocal and they would be the opposite sign. But 2 times 3 is 6 over 6. That's just plain old 1. It's not -1, so it's no. So remember, your slope has to be the reciprocal and the opposite sign to be perpendicular. Alright, last one. Write an equation of a line containing the point -1, 2 perpendicular to y equals 7/8 x. So, Brianna, what is my perpendicular slope to this? So what's my slope of this?
The formula?
No, what's the slope of y? This, we have y equals 7/8 x minus 3. What one is my slope? 7/8. So my slope is 7/8. So my perpendicular slope is the reciprocal. So what's the reciprocal of 7/8? Reciprocal means you flip it. So 8, 7.
What did you say?
-3. But it's all right. So you flip this, and it's positive, so it's negative. So you flip them and you make it the opposite sign. Now that we have our slope of our perpendicular line, what do we have to do, Emily L?
You have to do the y minus y1 slope.
Very good. So we are going to put in our point. So I have y minus 2 is equal to my slope of -8/7 times x minus a -1. So what is that going to be? +1. Very good.
Wait, where'd you get the 1?
Right here.
Oh.
All right. Now we distribute and combine like terms. So I have y minus 2 is equal to -8/7 x minus 8/7. And last, I add 2 to both sides. So y is equal to negative 8/7 x plus 6/7.
Oh.
Or decimal would be fine too.
I
Or
did that. I got it. Never mind. I don't know what that is.
did you have a negative in front of it? Do you have negative 8/7?
Hold on, wait, whoa, wait one second. 1 times. Yeah, that should just be, yeah, I don't know what the, oh, okay, I see that.
Got it?
Yep, negative 8/7. Plus 2. Right?
Plus 2. Yep, plus 2. All right. Questions? Parallel lines have what? Same slope. Perpendicular lines are the reciprocal, which means to flip it, and opposite signs. All right. So we have here, this is what you're working on after I get done answering questions. So if you have no questions, this is what you're working on.
Wait, so we don't take turn page 136 then?
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably the worksheet. You probably recopied it. I'll look at it, but yes, I will look at it. Anyways, everything that we've done should be up there. If not, I might have missed one. Anyways, questions on this?